Welcome to another episode of the Yerba Power Podcast. Can you see me? All right, I'm testing out this camera. So, hope you can hear me well because I'll probably have to put captions down here. I'm doing this just willy-nilly off my phone. Willy-nilly, that's a funny word, right? And I wanted to do an episode with a video, do a video podcast episode, just test it out, see how it goes. If you like this, give me a thumbs up at the bottom or comment below, say, hey, this is the worst thing ever. I'm all for that. I want to talk about why a thermos, why use a thermos, what a thermos is, how I choose it, what I use, and also what's the point, why, right? So first, when I say thermos, what I mean is one of those containers, usually metal, that holds water and keeps the water hot. Thermos, I believe, is a name brand. Stanley, those other ones. But this is a thermos. This is what I'm referring to. This is what we use to put hot water in for cebando or pouring a yerba mate, pouring a mate. This is one that I have from White Prime. Check them out. I'll tag them in this as well. They sent me this lovely one that I have been using. I like it because it has this nozzle right here for pouring. And I'll get into more how to choose a thermos and those kind of things as well. Let me show you another thermos that I have and use and what I do to like put the water in the thermos, right? Does it make sense? Hang with me here for a second. Doing this like on the fly. So this right here is my hot water kettle. So all I do, click that, turn the hot water on, right? Then I have this meat thermometer, which is a simple little meat thermometer that I probably got from Walmart or something, maybe $5. And it shows the temperatures right here in Fahrenheit. And so I use 140 degrees about, give or take, Fahrenheit. I put it into the water to test it. I read that when it says 140. Then I take the water from this, transfer it into a thermos or whatever you call these things without using thermos as a name brand. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what there's another name for this thing. So this is one that I've had for a while that a friend of ours from Argentina gifted us. And it's got pictures of me and my son, daughter, and some other stickers that I've collected. And oh, check it out, the Yerba Power Podcast. And also this mate sticker that I got from Yerba crew, which is cool. Yeah, clean cause, check them out, yeah. So what I do is pour water into this metal thermos, like so, just for demonstration purposes. Can you see that? All right, cool, pouring water in there. Normally I would fill that up, put the top on it. This one screws in. I think they all pretty much do. But this one is unique because it has a button. You press that button to pour and that button to close. So open, close. This is a little bit different than the other nozzle one, which I like this one because you can open and close it pretty easily. But when you pour, so if you watch, it kind of drips all at once, right? It's a little bit thicker drip. I guess, if that's a word. The pour is wider, but it works. I wanted to get that noise. They also gave me a cool thermos that goes with it for White Prime, so shout out to you guys. You know what? Would you like to see the rest of my collection? I'll do another video for that. For now, let's stick to the thermos. If you want to see that, please let me know. Right now, it's kind of a mess. I'd have to clean it up. My wife would get mad if I showed you all that. It's disorganized. It's my fault. So, I got two thermoses here. And actually, I got three. I didn't show you guys this one. Actually, now that I think about it, I've got several. This is a little one that I got from Bolivia. This one doesn't hold much water. It's just cute, or, you know, it's got little llamas. That's cute, whatever. And it has the same top as this one, just smaller. And this one just was a cool checkout thing to get in Bolivia. That's really it. And then I've got, so I'm gonna come back over here. I've got this dynamic one, which is actually Thermos as far as a brand. And so this top spins inside here. And if you look up there on the top, if you can see that, there's two little pour arrows. So what you do is you unscrew this at the top a little, which here's why I don't like to use this one. Although it holds tons of water and keeps it hot for a long time, the pour arrow, you have to line it up and pour it like this, like where the arrow is. And a lot of times I'll miss, or it pours out too much or too little. This is really hard to use, to be honest, if you're using for mate. If you're using for soup or coffee or just putting hot water in it, I mean, it's fine. But as far as pouring it, I usually just take this whole thing all the way off and pour, just because otherwise I'll make a mess. This one, which is contigo, means with you. I don't know if this is actually a Latin brand or not. A smaller thermos. It has a pretty simple screw on top. The cool thing about this is a little button. You just open it. Well, that's closed, sorry. So closed, you flip it open, and then you pour through that little mouth right there. So this one just pours pretty consistently, easily into a mate as well. So this one is a little bit smaller. So I keep saying so, sorry about that. I'm working on my filler words through my organization, and I did another one through an organization called Toastmasters. If you've not heard of Toastmasters, it is a public speaking organization. So it's an international organization that works on public speaking. And that's one of the things that they always measure in the meetings during your speech is how many filler words, the so, all those things. So while I'm doing this, I keep saying so, I gotta work on that. But work in progress, progress over perfection. Couple things to look out for in a thermos that I would recommend. One is your size. So let's start there. How much water do you want to put in it? Do you want to refill it a lot or less? I would generally say about a liter, because generally a mate, when you're pouring, usually lasts about a liter of water. And so I would start there with the size. And then two, a good quality that will keep it the temperature that you have it at for at least 6 hours or so, because there are other thermoses or brands that are maybe cheaper, but won't keep the water hot for very long. And so getting into the purpose of it is that you're pouring the hot water in this as a convenient way to keep pouring and replenishing your mate. Other than that, you really don't need a thermos. You could just pour hot water straight from the kettle or pan or whatever you have the hot water in. The point of the thermos really is to keep the hot water consistent for your yerba, and especially if you're outside or somewhere else that you can't just stay right next to the kitchen and the kettle, basically makes it travelable or sitting somewhere else right next to the kettle. So that is the main reason. Skipped ahead a little bit, and I kind of gave you pretty much that. But there's a couple other things that you need to look out for in the thermos. So we talked about a liter, about size, good quality. Steel usually is a good one, good solid one that'll keep it hot for a while. This one's great. This white prime I'd recommend. This other one, I couldn't tell you what the brand is because got it from a friend in Argentina, but this style is good. Any other brands you probably find in a outdoor store or even Walmart in the camping section or something, it's probably gonna be good, fine, right? Pause. And then Now it would be a matter of preference as far as the style. What I mean by style is if you want one of these nozzles, it pours, like so, into the mate. So this one's pretty direct, which is good. So that way you can keep it even and don't just flood the mate with water. So that it pours all in one spot. And I recommend, and probably most people would, pour closer to the bombilla, because later this part wants to stay dry. You're only wetting it, pouring water on it parts at a time. Make it last longer. So there's the nozzle, there's this push button thing, or there's just ones with mouth or screw tops. I'd probably recommend either the button or one that has a very direct, like a nozzle, or another more direct pour spout. And why? So you can pour directly where you want it to, so you don't over flood it, doesn't spill, and yeah, that's really it. I personally get frustrated if it pours too slow. Some people like it slow. You don't want it to pour too fast and just flood the thing. But I just I've seen other people post and it just like drips. I don't know, that's just annoying to me. But that's my own personal preference. So on the matter of style, on the nozzle or, a pop button or any other top, that's your own preference. But a liter for sure keeps it hot, and that's really it. Couple additions to think about, like this one, the white prime. A couple things that they did right, as far as, it's a good looking, color and stuff. And I know other brands have this too, so don't think that it's only just white prime. There's other brands that have a similar one. There's Thermos, I think is another brand. But this handle is just convenient, grabbing it like this and pouring, or like so, however you want to grip it. I think it is valuable. This one doesn't have any kind of handle. So, as far as just holding it when you're outside or walking somewhere or wherever you take your mate, to be more mobile, having a handle's nice. They always have those kits, the like leather kind of pouches you can, or put in a backpack or something. It's whatever works for you. Those are a matter of style. So I would say, if you want something with like a handle or not, that's up to you. But again, why getting it is because to keep the water hot, so you continue to pour, continue to enjoy, and it'll last more than 5 seconds, or you don't have to keep going back and forth to the kitchen. So basically that's the point of a thermos. And some that I have, some I'd recommend. There's other brands out there that I don't have to show you, but like Thermolar is another brand, Contigo. There's, I had one of the old traditional ones, but it broke a long time, of the traditional, oh man, my wife's gonna kill me. What's the name of it? I wanna say it's Luminir or Luminar. It's a very famous brand in Argentina, but they used to make it with glass on the inside and plastic on the outside. And I guess because just glass was cheaper than metal, which makes sense, but those thermoses would break all the time as soon as you drop them or got kicked or whatever. I broke one on a bus one time. It just dropped out of my lap, and I had the thermos on the bus, and so the inside glass just breaks, and so the water just goes everywhere inside of the plastic container, and glass floating everywhere, so it's a mess. But I don't think they even make those anymore. Now it's basically all steel, which I would recommend anyways. There's Stanley, of course, is another brand, which I don't know what the big deal is there, to be honest. Just the name got popular. I believe it's an American company. But again, probably in a camping outdoor section, one of those will work fine. Then you just choose your color, your style. Those are your own preferences. If you like this video, like, subscribe, let me know what you want to see next. If you didn't like it, let me know too. I'm for that. So until next time, enjoy your yerba mate. Be well. And be healthy. Share the power of your mate with the world. Thank you guys. Devin, I'm out.